Imagineers are known for creating some of the greatest theme park attractions in the world. Almost every attraction they come up with is an instant hit. But even Disney can't get it right every time. Whether it's because of budget cuts, management interference, or simply a concept that doesn't prove quite as great in reality as it did on paper, Disneyland has produced some attractions that perform disastrously. Many of these attractions were short-lived, while others stand in place. Today we're going to talk about 5 of these disastrous attractions. Discovery Riverboats. Discovery Riverboats was one of Animal Kingdom's opening day attractions. This ride was designed as a type of transportation around the park that took guests from Safari Village to Asia, but was also supposed to serve another purpose. You see, in 1995, Disney announced Animal Kingdom, and with this announcement, they advertised all types of animals, including some mythological animals like dragons and unicorns. This was because a land called Beastly Kingdom was supposed to be built in the park. If you want to know more about Beastly Kingdom, check out this video. The problem was that Beastly Kingdom was postponed and later cancelled, so Imagineers had to justify the mythological creatures that they had announced. How would they do this? Well, they would have a dragon, a unicorn, and a kraken, among all the other animals in the Discovery Riverboats ride. This sounds cool and all, but in the end there was only enough money to build the dragon. The dragon was supposed to be built kind of like the awesome dragon that lives under the Disneyland Paris castle, but Michael Eisner decided that he wanted to advertise the dinosaur movie, so he took the money that was meant for the dragon and decided to build an enormous Aladar animatronic. That gave Imagineers just a couple of $1,000s to build a dragon. Imagineers did all they could with the tiny budget that they were given and came up with a somewhat dinky cave at the water's edge. As the boats went by, a ferocious roar would echo out of the cave, followed by a burst of flaming propane. These effects hinted that there was a dragon somewhere deep back inside that cave, but guests never really got a glimpse of the thing. Of course, guests were pretty unimpressed with what they saw along Discovery River once Animal Kingdom opened. People were kind of hoping for an experience similar to the Magic Kingdom's Jungle Cruise, and of course, this was nothing like it. After waiting in line for over an hour to board the boats, they were furious to find out that there was virtually nothing to see along the water during their 5-minute journey. After 6 months, the boats were renamed as the Discovery River Taxis, emphasizing that they were intended to provide transportation and nothing else. Then, by 1999, the attractions were once again renamed, this time as the Radio Disney River Cruises, with the boats being repainted in bright colors and Radio Disney music piped in. It proved to be just as unpopular, and the ride was closed for good. The Mickey Mouse Club Circus. Just after Disneyland opened in 1955, Walt wanted to have a circus inside the park. He had always loved the circus and thought it was a great idea to have a circus tied into the new Mickey Mouse Club television show. So the Mickey Mouse Club Circus was created. The show started with a parade that went down Main Street featuring animals, clowns, and even the Mouseketeers. Then it came to 2 huge circus tents being set up on the edge of Fantasyland. There, 2 75-minute performances took place every day. The show also had acrobats, aerialists, wild animals, and the Mouseketeers. But this circus was a mess. The animals escaped from their tents and fighting inside their cages, including an incident where a black panther bit the paw of another animal in front of a live audience. Performers misbehaved between shows, where they would gamble, drink, walk around in various states of undress, and curse strongly, and often even with the young Mouseketeers nearby. And there was also a very little interest from the guests. People want to see Disneyland, not a circus. The circus stayed as long as it did because Walt really wanted it there, but Imagineers had a hard time running it and making the effort of trying to keep it under Disney standard. So after a while, the circus was closed down. Superstar Limo. This complete mess deserves its own video, and we promise it's coming in the future. But for now, we'll talk a little bit about it. When California Adventure was being built, it was on a pretty small budget, and the bizarre nightmare called Superstar Limo was the perfect example of the struggle that came with the park. You can watch our California Adventure video to learn more about it. This attraction was a dark ride that took riders through a cartoony rendition of Hollywood in purple stretch limo vehicles. A variety of celebrities appeared in animated form, with the storyline revolving around riders becoming Hollywood's newest celebrity. A stereotypical Hollywood talent agent named Swiftly LaRue further appeared infrequently on small inset video screens, reminding the riders not to be late to their movie premiere. The celebrity figures in the rides were stylized and caricatured. Though they had moving arms and heads, none of Disney's human-like audio animatronic technologies were used in the attraction, so they looked pretty creepy. Of course, the ride received lots of criticism from guests and media alike, and it was shut down less than a year after it was opened. The ride was eventually replaced in 2006 by Monsters, Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue. You can actually see that many of the animatronics were reused when the ride was changed. Journey into your imagination. Journey into Imagination was one of the most popular attractions in Epcot. It operated from 1983 to 1998, but after its closure, it was changed and became Journey into Your Imagination. This version of the ride received so much criticism from the public that it only survived for 2 years before it was itself replaced. It was themed around 3D movie Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, which was hosted in the same pavilion and saw guests passing through numerous areas of the fictitious Imagination Institute, where they would be test subjects for the new invention, the Imagination Scanner. Dr. Nigel Channing, played by Eric Idle, hosted this version. The ride began with guests going through the scanner and saying that the riders had no imagination. Then Channing decided to send us through the numerous labs throughout the Institute, including sound, illusion, color, gravity, and connections. Each room had special effects like the sound of a train coming closer, stars forming from constellations, and an upside-down house. But fans of the original ride were furious. Their favorite Epcot icon, Figment, made really small cameos in the ride, and as for Dreamfinder, he was completely gone. Guests demanded their return. Because of this, the attraction closed on October 8, 2001, and again went through another renovation. It reopened the following year as Journey into Imagination with Figment, its current incarnation. Figment received a much larger role this time around, appearing in every single show scene. The famous theme tune of the original ride, One Little Spark, was also back. Rocket Rods. In the 1990s, Disney planned to open Tomorrowland 2055. This Tomorrowland would be set in Disneyland's 100th birthday, and things would have changed a lot. It would be changed into an intergalactic alien spaceport. But things didn't go as planned for this project, and it was cancelled. If you want to learn more about it, check out our Tomorrowland 2055 video. After the project was cancelled, it became New Tomorrowland, which was an underwhelming overhaul compared to what Tomorrowland 2055 would have been. One of the new rides that came with the new Tomorrowland was Rocket Rods. Imagineers took the People Mover and tried to change it into a new thrill ride that promised to complete in 3 minutes the course that took the People Mover 16 minutes. The problem was that the budget of this ride didn't allow them to change the tracks of the People Mover, and the current tracks were not prepared for the high speeds and energy that the Rocket Rods needed. So the ride had to slow down at every turn and then speed up again, and this resulted in a ride that was broken down more than it was functional. Just a little over a month after its grand opening, Rocket Rods was closed for refurbishment due to mechanical problems. It opened again after 3 months. Guests were critical of this ride, of course, because the lines were long and the ride was definitely not worth it. Rocket Rods closed again on September 25, 2000 for a supposed refurbishment that would last about 6 months, but there was no work being done during this time. And in April 2001, it was announced that Rocket Rods would not open again. What rides do you think we missed? Are there any fans of the rides we mentioned? Let us know in the comments. Also, check out our Instagram page for behind-the-scenes look at Fastpass facts, and join our Discord channel. Thank you so much, and see you next week. Hi, my name is Hannah, and I hope you enjoyed. You can find me on Instagram at HannahOddNet, and I hope to see you there. Bye.